Hey folks, got a pretty special show coming for you today. We're at Kentucky Lake. It's June, it's hot summertime, it's ledge fishing. I had a pretty good week here this week. You're not gonna wanna miss this one. The Bass Doctor starts right now. Dude, that is a friggin' giant. About that for 5 pounders in the first keeper. That's him. That's a good one. We don't need many more of them.
49 pounds even. Wow! 97 pounds of Kentucky Lake bass. A 29-pound bag. You're the champion.
Give it up for him.
Wow! Jason Lambert gets it done on day 4.
Look at the head on her.
Love it. Begging. Choked it all the way down. Let's catch another one. Today we're on Kentucky Lake and it's hot summertime, as you can tell by the sweat that's rolling off my face. We're going ledge fishing. We're going to have a lot of fun. This is what I love to do, but I got a pretty special guest with me today, Mr. Patterson Lee.
How's it going,
FLW
sir?
Outdoors. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm excited to go see how you put together this win this week. That's quite the past 4 days you've had.
Well, man, it was a real special week for me. I mean, you know, 4 days and 97 pounds. I mean, a venue tournament is pretty special, but to win the FLW Tour tournament on Kentucky Lake with the guys we're fishing against, it's a pretty amazing week for me too.
This is pretty special, man. I don't know how many people get to go out on Kentucky Lake and ledge fish with a guy who just won a tournament the day after he won it. Unfortunately for me, there's no ledges in Minnesota, and so this is something that I've actually never done before. So hopefully we can put it all together and catch, what, 29 pounds, something like that?
I don't know if 29 pounds is quite possible, but y'all stick around. We're going to show you today how I caught them to win the FLW Tour tournament at Kentucky Lake in June, so come along with us.
So tell me what you're looking at here.
Well, as you know, this is one of the spots that we fished in the tournament.
Yep.
What we're doing now is just idling the top of this ledge. You know, the river channel is just right here to our right, and this is just a little shallow high spot. I say shallow, it's 21, 22 feet deep, but the river's 60 feet deep.
Right.
So it's just a shallow mound right on the edge of the river channel. There's a couple little high spots in it, serve as current breaks. And these fish set up on the ends of these bars, you know, most of the time facing into the current because they're used to the current coming this way into their face, but
And the bait's coming over the top,
exactly.
and they just ambush them.
And
right?
when that bait is coming up over that ledge, I mean, they sit there. Number one, they're sitting there because it's out of the current and it's easy for them to sit there. It's comfortable. Number two, it's like you said, it's a highway for that bait. And as that bait's coming down with the current, they're in the perfect ambush point to just rise up, get them a meal, and sit back down and be comfortable.
So it looks like you got a couple different things going on here. It looks like you got like a traditional going, and then what's going on with the other 2 units here?
I'm actually running 3 different kinds of sonar. The down view is here, and our side view's over here. And I also run traditional 2D, which is just standard, you know, the graph that everybody is accustomed to seeing, just yellow palette. But, you know, they all 3 serve a different purpose, really. I mean, down view, you're looking basically what's directly underneath the boat. You know, in Kentucky Lake this week, it's been probably the one thing I've paid the most attention to because there's been so much fishing pressure that a lot of these fish are scattering. And, you know, side view, you can see the bigger schools of fish and you can kind of see more about, you know,
Because it's giving you a
right,
view.
it's giving you a bigger view of what's underneath you. The down view is looking directly underneath the boat. With the side view, you know, you can see bottom contours, you can see a ditch, you know, something coming in. And that's pretty important at times, but this week, to me, it's been more about the small, compacted groups of fish. And the down view serves that purpose a little bit better. You know, the 2D, I use it a lot more, especially on the front for like vertical fishing, or when you're sitting out here fishing a ledge and, you know, you're drifting back and you look down and you see, you know, 3 or 4 fish underneath the boat, then you can back up off of those fish and throw in there and catch some. But like this morning, I mean, these are bass, but you see how scattered out they are? And you see them on the side view as well over here, but those fish are typically hard to catch. I mean, there's, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, there's 12 or 15 fish there. But when they're that spread apart, they're typically pretty hard to catch, you know, especially early in the morning with a lack of current.
This group looks like it's getting a little
Yeah,
together, but they need to be kind of like on top of each other.
I think here in a couple hours we can come back over this particular spot with, I mean, there's still a lot of fish here, but now that's a group right there. We're gonna stop and fish that right there.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. There's quite a few dots.
That is a legitimate school of fish. I mean, there's probably 15 or 20 right there.
Cool.
So yeah, we're gonna stop and throw on those.
What are we trying to get these guys to eat here?
This is a 7-inch giant jerky J from Castaic. The last 2 days of the tournament, every fish that I weighed in came on this bait.
One bait.
One bait. And you know, it was a tactical move because, as you know, fishing FLW Tour, we have a co-angler the first 2 days.
Right.
Day 3 and day 4, we're by ourselves, so we have to net our own fish.
Right.
This is a one hook bait. It's far less likely to get thrown.
Yeah, your hookup ratio,
right.
your landing ratio is better than if you were throwing
a
like
treble hook.
Yep.
So that really factored into why that I chose Saturday, just to pick this thing up and see if I could just make them eat it.
Yeah.
And
it worked.
It worked, and they ate it really good. So the last 2 days of the event, every fish I weighed in came on this swim bait. Great big one.
Want me to get your net for you?
Yeah, let's net this guy. I could have used him Thursday.
So that's how you do it.
That's how it goes.
How big is that one?
That's only a 4-pounder. It's not
only a 4-pounder.
You know, it's funny to say, it's probably 3.5, 3 3/4, but you know, after you've caught them, I caught 29 pounds yesterday.
Right.
That's only a 3.5 pounder, 3 3/4 pounder, but
so that's how you do it.
They're all fun to catch.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get one.
Yeah, catch one of them.
Castaic, the company that invented the swim bait lure category, introduces the most lifelike series of fishing lures on the market today. With jointed, paddle tail, and straight body designs, Castaic has it all. Castaic lures will entice the most stubborn fish to bite. Available in an array of sizes, shapes, and a multitude of colors, Castaic has the perfect lifelike lure for the job. So if you're ready to get your hands wet, pick up a Castaic lure today.
Bulldog rods feature a series of 12 rods designed by the best of the best in the industry. All the tools a serious bass fisherman would ever need. Whether you're a touring pro or a weekend warrior, these rods are for you. Each blank features Japanese Toray carbon fiber and gives these rods incredible feel, lightness, and power. With a no questions asked warranty, unmatched look, durability, and sensitivity that has to be felt to be believed, they are priced to sell, built to last. Bulldog rods, tough as a dog, that's no bull.
You got it dialed in that these fish are wanting that small XRM.
Yeah, nice. It's a stud right there. Shallow running jerkbait called an XRM 100. It's a reaction strike jerkbait. Hey, that's a nice fish for sure. Nice fish.
Introducing the Microwave Line Control System by American Tackle, the most efficient casting system on the planet. It uses the latest in line guide technology to improve accuracy and add distance to each cast. A 2-stage conical design primary guide captures and controls fishing line to straighten coils, reducing friction and maintaining line speed during the cast. It's so effective that it requires less energy to deliver the smoothest, most accurate long-distance casts possible.
Heaviest bag of the event. 29 pounds even. Wow! 97 pounds of Kentucky lake bass. A 29-pound bag. You're the champion.
The Bass Doctor is sponsored by American Tackle Company, makers of the Microwave Guide System, Lucky Tackle Box, Castaic, the original swim bait company, Duck It Fishing, Reaction Strike, #1 in swim baits, Bulldog Rods, tough as a dog? That ain't no bull. Power pole, shallow water anchors. Garmin, TH Marine, Stormer, and by Backstabber Lures.
So a lot of times, you know, obviously I spend a lot of time with the coverage team talking about what you guys are up to, and you hear the term getting the school fired up quite a bit.
Right.
And so you'll pull over some of these spots and you'll see 20 fish, and sometimes what happens is you get one to eat, and then another one eats, and then another one eats.
Right.
But there's sometimes you pull up on them and none of them eat.
Prototypical Kentucky Lake, when you see a group of 15, 20 fish, you can catch 15 or 20 fish.
Yeah.
I mean, you get that school fired up and you can catch every one of them.
Are there baits that you specifically use to, like, if they're not eating, is there something you'll do to like fire them up, or is it just kind of like you spend enough time here and know that it's just not going to happen?
Not necessarily. I mean, you kind of get, you know, after a couple of days of fishing, you kind of get a feel for how they're reacting. I mean, you know, sometimes it's a crankbait deal, sometimes it's a swim bait deal, sometimes it's plastic, but it seems like if you can ever just get like one or two of those fish to bite, then
the other ones are like,
it turns on the competition
Yeah.
in that school. And you know, a couple times this week I've had, you know, where you'd set the hook on a fish and you'd keep him for like 2 seconds and he'd pull off.
Yep.
And before you could get your slack taken up, I mean,
There's another one
there. And when that happens, there's a group of them there and they're competing for
Right.
that bait. And that is when you can usually get them fired up.
Oh, you got one?
There's another. He's under your line.
Got it.
He's a pretty good one though. Here we go. Just another little 4-pounder, you know. Kentucky Lake, Gene, ledge fishing,
Hammer time.
Giant Jerky J, Garmin Electronics to find them. I mean, dang, that's pretty. This is just fun. I don't care. It's just fun.
I'm trying to get one here.
I'll save you one. Found one of them. He's gonna come up and jump for us though. Oh, a lot bigger than I thought. It's like a 5-pounder.
A chunk.
A chunk.
That is a chunk.
Woo! That one's thick, man. Look how fat that fish is. Out here feeding up after the spawn.
Man, they're like
Eating them gizzard shad.
short and fat.
That's more than likely that's a Florida strain fish. See
How
how
can you tell
thin, see how thin the lateral his lines are instead of thick and blotchy. It's either a full or has crossed with a Florida more than likely. But it's the reason he's so short and stocky too. Pretty fish. They're all pretty fish, but some of them are just bigger than other ones. You know, Patterson, I know your title is VP of Marketing with FLW, and a lot of that marketing is the photos and the web and all the stuff that you guys do. But last night, of course, you know, after you win a tournament like that, you take a moment and try to look back and see what's going on. But the photos and the galleries and stuff y'all put up, man, that's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing to see all the coverage that y'all have got out on the water. I mean, camera guys with everybody, you know, big cameras, still photography. It's pretty neat deal.
Yeah, we do so much. I mean, I don't think people understand exactly all that goes into putting on not only a BFL tournament, but especially at the tour level. I mean, at FLW, we're putting on 240 events a year, which it makes us the largest tournament fishing organization in the world. So we're doing everything from BFLs to the Costa Series, all the way up to the tour, and we're not just showing up with a tournament stage. We have tractor trailers and a whole media portion of our company, and it amazes me how much work and energy and time and planning goes into putting on one of these events. You know, we really pride ourselves on the on-the-water coverage.
That's a pile. Look at all of them. I never really realized what that sound sounded like until that tour tournament we were here, when that line's stretching when you're setting the hook. You know, when the TV show would come out, you could hear it. It's like, you're setting the hook.
Do you have one?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were just joking about setting the hook. You want the net? Oh, yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah, you do. just the average Kentucky Lake 4-pounder, no big deal. Yeah, look here though.
Same
Tail.
story.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. It's the first week of June. I mean, actually, it's the second week of June.
Right.
And that's a 4-pounder that's tail still bleeding. So, wow, who knows?
Maybe we are going to start smashing.
Yeah.
You got it dialed in that these fish are wanting that small XRM.
Yeah, nice. It's a stud right there. Shallow running jerkbait called an XRM 100. It's a reaction strike jerkbait. Hey, that's a nice fish for sure. Nice fish.
Closed captioning sponsored by American Tackle Company, makers of the microwave guide system.
4-pounder. I got it. Don't worry about it.
No, I know. I'm getting out of your way. Came off.
Just a little old 4-pounder, 3.5. Oh,
How's she feel?
pretty good.
Oh, she's a giant.
Just another Kentucky Lake Magnum. 5.5
Ready,
and a half
bub?
pounder.
She ready, I guess?
Biggin. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a real big one. When they get hooked like that, they're not coming off. Pegged.
Oh, that's what you have to do.
Yeah, you got.
Oh.
You got to make sure you hook them in the top of the mouth.
I got you.
Yeah, that's a. Oh, my thumbs are hurting so bad. I'm going to swap hands.
That's like a
But-
6.
It's close. It's 5.5, 5 3/4.
I don't want to just hold it so I know what they feel like.
Here you
No.
go. Yeah, big one.
So, as far as like the whole week is concerned, what was the best part?
I mean, the best part's looking, you know, when Chris, you know, you need X amount of weight.
You need, for your first win, 21 pounds and 4 ounces. 5 today for Jason Lambert. Heaviest bag of the event. 29 pounds even. Wow! 97 pounds of Kentucky Lake bass. A 29-pound bag. You're the champion. Let's see.
When he took his hand off that basket and you see 29 even, then you know at that point in time it's over with. But you know, there was one fish that I do remember, and we were actually talking about it last night. Just a little fella. But yesterday afternoon, I knew I had a big bag. I didn't know how much I had. I usually use a scale, and I had a little difficulty with it yesterday, so I caught like a 5.5, 6 pounder. And it caught me up kind of funny, and I was going to net it, and it started coming up, and I just boat flipped it. And it landed in the carpet, and I just dropped my rod. Fish like that's what's winning tournaments. That's a big one. That's a grown one. Still ain't seen him.
I saw him. How that feels.
Yeah, that's just a little old Kentucky Lake 5-pounder. You know, what's crazy, man, I mean, this lake's got so many of these fish in it. And, you know, ledge season, they all gang up, they all get together. I mean, that's a 5-pounder.
It's crazy.
What's crazier than that is I called 2 of these yesterday.
Just throwing those
I
back.
mean, 2 of those fish right there that would not help my bag yesterday. And, you know, those days don't come along very often. Those are once in a lifetime days. But, yeah, it's a fun place to fish, man. That was a real special place in my heart nowadays.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's get down to business. Quiet, you sons of fishes. Now, what?
I'm switching sonar.
Why?
Because now I can see fish swimming live in front of my boat. I even see fish attack my lure. Y'all's sonar's just history. I'm out.
I'm with him.
Castaic, the company that invented the swim bait lure category, introduces the most lifelike series of fishing lures on the market today. With jointed, paddle tail, and straight body designs, Castaic has it all. Castaic lures will entice the most stubborn fish to bite. Available in an array of sizes, shapes, and a multitude of colors, Castaic has the perfect lifelike lure for the job. So if you're ready to get your hands wet, pick up a Castaic lure today.
Bulldog rods feature a series of 12 rods designed by the best of the best in the industry. All the tools a serious bass fisherman would ever need. Whether you're a touring pro or a weekend warrior, these rods are for you. Each blank features Japanese tourney carbon fiber and gives these rods incredible feel, lightness, and power. With a no questions asked warranty, unmatched look, durability, and sensitivity that has to be felt to be believed, they are priced to sell, built to last. Bulldog rods, tough as a dog, that's no bull.
The Bass Doctor is sponsored by American Tackle Company, makers of the Microwave Guide System, Lucky Tackle Box, Castaic, the original swim bait company, Duck It Fishing, Reaction Strike, #1 in swim baits, Bulldog Rods, tough as a dog, that ain't no bull, Power Pole Shallow Water Anchors, Garmin, TH Marine, Stormer, and by Backstabber Lures.
Today's show is a real special show to me because it's not every day that you get to go out the day after you win an FLW tour tournament and film a television show for the Bass Doctor. So I'm going to go over a little product for you. The product that we use today for the show is exactly my key bait for the FLW tour tournament. I actually caught a few fish on the big heavy metal Magnum spoon the first couple days of practice, but this right here was the ticket. It's the 7-inch giant jerky J in green shad. It has been the deal all week long, and it's been the deal again today. Threw it every day on an RB, or actually this is RW360 Duck It fishing reel. 6.3 to 1 is key to have the slower gear ratio so you can keep that bait in contact with the bottom. This is a 7.6 Bulldog heavy rod. You need a real heavy casting rod in order to keep this big swim bait. You know, you get a long cast, you set the hook, you gotta have some backbone to get him in. Good setup. Good week and a good day. Them right there bite, Patterson. Got him? Told you they'd bite. Oh, it's a good one too. I can't help it, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh my Lord.
It's one of them days, man. One of them days, man.
I appreciate you inviting me and showing me how to do all this. I've learned a lot, one of which is that I can't land any fish. But it's been very exciting to see what you look at as a fisherman and what these ledges are all about, and to watch you make the same cast as I do and catch fish and me not get bit.
Well, you know, ledge fishing is, I always say that, you know, us guys that grew up on the Tennessee River and get to fish it our whole entire lives, and we're accustomed to being out in the middle of the lake. And, you know, we're throwing at nothing, and, you know, it's a lot easier to learn how to pick up a flipping stick and go flip a bush, or, you know, punch and rig, or throw a spinnerbait or something. But, you know, sitting out here in open water and casting into nothing is sometimes
it takes some mental fortitude.
Yeah, it does. And, you know, there's just a window of time that we do it on the Tennessee River. I mean, you don't do it in the spring, you don't do it in the fall too much. You know, it's a postpone deal. It's immediate postpone, and it's a lot of. To me, half the fun is just finding them.
Right.
You know, and everybody's
being able
like,
to roll over a spot and say, boom.
I mean, you made the comment earlier this morning about, man, I don't know if I could sit here and do this for 3 straight days. But that, to me, that is some of the most challenging and most interesting times of ledge fishing is just, man, I'm gonna find a new school today. I want to find a new place today.
Right.
And, you know, you just go start looking at stuff where you've never seen a fish. You may spend 5 or 6 hours and see nothing, but when you find that one, that could be the one that wins you $125,000.
Which is a pretty good fish.
Yeah. Uh-oh, here we go, here we go. Here we go, keep him down, keep him down.
That's the Jason Lambert move, right?
That's the walk-off shot, buddy.
Finally.
That's dropping the mic.
Yeah.
I think it's been a good day. 3-pounder.
I don't know, buddy.
2 3/4, 2 1/2.
Thanks for tuning in. We did it. Thank you.
You're welcome,
Appreciate
man.
it, brother.
Anytime. We'll do it again sometime.
Go back home, grow up for next year.